Lake Superior. Road tripping around Lake Superior with someone is an adventure that promises breathtaking scenery and an unforgettable experience. The journey took us through picturesque landscapes, charming small towns, and the rugged rocky shorelines of the largest freshwater lake in the world. Each day brought new discoveries, from the historic lighthouses of Michigan's Upper Peninsula to the serene beaches of Ontario's North Shore. We spent our days exploring hidden beaches, hiking through lush forests, listening to the natural white noise created by cascading waters, and discovering local eateries that did not disappoint. Sharing stories, laughter, and moments of awe, we forged deeper bonds while navigating the winding roads and hidden gems that define the Lake Superior Circle Tour. This trip was not just about the destination, but about the journey and the memories we created together. Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. You guessed it, we're back for another road trip. We are currently by the Lower Harbor Ore Dock in Marquette, Michigan on Lake Superior. And this trip, I actually am bringing someone along with me, my mother.
Hey Troy.
How's it going?
Good, thanks for taking me along.
Yep, so this is my mom. She's the one that got me into basically the love for traveling and everything. We've done some road trips, 2018, 19, 20, 21. It's been a couple years, and when I told her I wanted to do this trip, she was like all on board. So I was like, all right, whatever. Yeah, I was like, here's my itinerary. Here's kind of like roughly what I'll be doing. So as long as you're good with it, come along. So.
Oh yeah, can't wait. Let's go, Troy, let's go.
So for this trip, I'm going to be driving my 2006 Mitsubishi Evo 9.
And I'm going to be driving my Nissan Juke, but I call it my Nissan Jukebox.
All right, you all ready to start this trip?
Yep, I am. Where are we going?
All right, so first stop is going to be Pascal Park, just north of here. Oh, nice. I've never been there before.
All right, well, it's beautiful. And then right after that, we're going to head up to Copper Harbor.
But if you want to stop for lunch in between, then we can too.
Oh, that sounds good. I love Copper Harbor. Can't wait to get back.
All right, well, let's get going then. What do you think of the first stop?
I like it. It reminds me of Cave Point County Park in Wisconsin, up in Door County. See the rocks, Joshua?
So we just got to this one pull-off, Sunset Point in Presque Isle Park, and it's absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Finally here.
So this is Sunset Point in Presque Isle Park. So we just got to this Haven Falls. My mom and I, we both love waterfalls, and this will be the last stop before we check into our little cabin for the evening. So we just got to our little cabin now for the night. Got the vehicles. And then we are in D. Here we go. Little simple 2-bed. How's the first day?
Good. Tired.
Yeah.
That's a driving.
So we are up at Porcupine Mountain in Copper Harbor. Road is absolute garbage, but we're at this first little overlook here. It overlooks the city, and it's awesome, beautiful. Pulled off at another little stop. It takes us down to a little pebble beach here. Howdy. So this right here is the beginning of US 41, so Highway 41. We're way up there, the top, and it follows all the way down. All the way down to Miami. I live right about there, off of Highway 41. Southeastern Wisconsin. So we just pulled into a place to get dinner and wrecked lip number 5. Yeah. Alright, so we are now checking out of this little cabin that we had. Now we're going to be heading back to Copper Harbor, doing a few other things. And then we're going to head to Lake of the Clouds, which is absolutely beautiful. It's been a while since I've been there, so I'm excited for that. And then we are going to be headed to Bond Falls after that. So this sucks. But, oh well. I got some spares at home, so is what it is. Alright, so we just pulled out from the cabin here now. Now we are starting to head up to Copper Harbor. It did just start to rain now, so that kind of sucks. But it looks like it's going to be a quick passing. So hopefully, fingers crossed. So I remember as a kid, when we were up here on vacation, that we took some pictures on some of these like little pull-off, like rest area stops. And I want to see if I can find those same spots and recreate some of the pictures that we have as a kid. I have 2 spots marked down on the maps here. First one's coming up in about 3 minutes here. But I want to see if I can find the one spot, because I don't know, as a kid I always remembered it and I loved it. Alright, 1 minute and we'll be there. this is not what I was thinking.
Those were the rocks you guys were climbing around on, though.
I think it's actually down a little bit. I think I pulled off too soon. I'm an idiot. Here we are. Much better. Alright, so we just got to this one pull-off spot. Got the Evo, got Mom's car, got Mom.
Hi.
And I don't think this is the one spot I was thinking of with the photo as a kid, because I was on like a sand beach, and this is like all gravel. Alright, going up these stairs. It's beautiful. So we just got to this beach area. It's raining, but we're gonna check it out. Well, this would be nice on a sunny day if you want to go to the beach. All right, Mom, so after this, next stop is like a tiny roadside waterfall. You just gonna stay there?
Yeah, it's kind of chilly.
It's dry in there.
Yeah. Ooh. It's kind of pretty.
So we just got to another waterfall, and the wind is taking Mom's umbrella away.
Oh wow! Oh my! That's pretty.
Oh! Oh, that is nice.
That's pretty. Wow.
All right, well, after you almost destroyed your umbrella, let's go see the thermometer that measures snowfall up here in the Upper Peninsula, shall we? So we are currently at this thermometer, which shows the Keweenaw County's snowfall for, year after year in any record number of years. And it's quite impressive if you've never been up here in winter. They get a lot of snow, but here it is. That was last year's snowfall, almost 25 feet. Say that again?
Yep, you got to get your car in these pictures, otherwise it never happened, right?
That's right. So with doing the circle tour, they have this circle tour guide, and they have it where you stop off at places and get stamps. So we're at the Keweenaw Visitor Center to go get our first stamp. So it's probably been about an hour and a half half since our last update, but we are currently about 10 minutes away from Lake of the Clouds in the Porcupine Mountains State Park. And if you guys have never heard of this place or seen this place, you're in for a treat, because this place is pretty awesome. So we just got to another waterfall. It's called Bonanza Falls, and it's down this little dirt road. And the problems of driving a lowered car in unforgiving places. So here we are at the motel for the night. It's very basic, just the very basic necessities. Bed, it's comfy, bathroom, and here we go. I'll show you guys. So it's just two small twin beds, nothing too exciting. Just a little sink, table, and everything. And I'll show you guys outside. There's the Evo, and here's the outside. And we're basically in the middle of nowhere in the woods. And hey, there's Mom. She's back with dinner. But there's no like chain hotels or anything around here, so this is what we got. Dinner?
Yep.
All right, well here we got a pizza and some mozzarella sticks and some stuff. But like I was gonna say before she had got here, we just checked in. We're gonna eat real quick, and then we're gonna head out to Bond Falls and check that out. So we are currently on our way to another waterfall and turn into a gravel road. It's always fun. Well, we just left Bond Falls. Now we are headed back to the hotel for the night. And just gonna get a game plan for tomorrow. Tomorrow we will be getting into Duluth. We're gonna be coming back into Wisconsin and then into Minnesota. All right, so we are starting day 3. We just pulled off on this little pull-off scenic site. It sounds like there's a waterfall up here, so we're gonna go check it out. And we'll report back when we get there.
Here already. Yeah, I think it's time we check this out.
so that overlook by the waterfall wasn't all that great. It was kind of overgrown with trees, and you're kind of on top of it. And I was hoping to get like in front of it shots, but I got an idea. So after that, now we are going to be headed into Wisconsin. We're going to get a few more stamps for our booklet. So we are at this visitor center for our second stamp. Welcome to Wisconsin. Alright, so we just got to Interstate Falls. It's our first stop in Wisconsin, and sounds like my mom's going to sit this one out. So that was a quick short stop. Now we got about 45 minutes to the northern Wisconsin Visitor Center, and then we can pick up some Wisconsin info. Hey, so I'm gonna do a car wash and then an oil change. So. Oh, it's hot. Alright, so we just finished our oil change, dropped off the oil in the filter at O'Reilly's. Now we are going to continue on. I'm going to stop off at a little pull-off so you can overlook kind of like the bay in Ashland where we're at. And then from there we're going to head to that visitor center to get our third stamp of the trip. So we just got to the Northern Wisconsin Visitor Center to get our third stamp. So we just got to Bayfield, and there's actually a fair that takes you out to an island. I've already been to the island many times. I was actually out there a few years ago with the Evo. So I'm just gonna get some drone shots, and then I can throw that video in here so you guys can see what that's all about. It's Madeline Island. a ferry from Bayfield over to Madeline Island, and now I'm at Big Bay State Park. So a few weeks ago, this area got a lot of rain, and it actually washed some of these roads out, and we just passed one of them where they repaired the road, and now I think this is another one that they're trying to fix, because initially we thought that we'd have to kind of skip this whole portion of the circle tour because the roads were washed out, but they got two of the sections fixed, and I think there's another one up here. Yeah, I think that was the area that was all washed out.
It looks like it was washed out in several spots.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Alright, so we were originally going to go to Marais Beach, which is in the Apostle Islands. And we had a kayaking tour that we were going to do. But with all those storms that came through the area, all the water is like a dark brown, and we both decided that if we're gonna spend the money to do that, we want the water to be like clear and nice and blue. So we actually canceled that tour. So we're just kind of passing through this area. There's not much else in the Wisconsin part of the circle tour of things to do. Alright, so we're headed to the last stop in Wisconsin. Basically just a real narrow piece of land that goes out into the lake, and there's a bunch of beaches you can check out, but the main thing that I want to check out is the lighthouse at the end of it. Just real quick stop, just want to check it out, and then after that we will be heading into Minnesota for the next part of the trip. So pretty excited about that, because everything so far on the trip my mom and I have pretty much seen, you know, vacations when I was a kid and everything. But this next part of the trip, and for the rest of the trip, will be all brand new stuff. The North Shore of Minnesota, it's been on my bucket list for the past few years. And then all of Ontario. It'll be our first time in Canada for both of us. So that'll be pretty exciting. It was very windy out there, but we got our fourth stamp. There's the Minnesota sign. Alright guys, welcome back to another episode. Today we are in Park Point in Duluth, Minnesota, and the next few days we're going to be traveling up the Minnesota North Shore all the way up to Canada. We got some state parks, some waterfalls, some little roadside stops, some hikes, world's best donuts. Yeah, just a whole bunch of stuff. Pretty excited for it. It is actually 4th of July today, so we are going to be checking out some of the fireworks tonight. What part are you looking forward to the most?
I think a lot of the waterfalls and just anything north of here because I haven't been north of Duluth.
But yeah, everything from here until we get back into Michigan, so all up through Canada, it's all going to be brand new stuff for us. So pretty excited because it's always the new stuff that you're never entirely sure. You have an idea of what to expect, but
when you see
when
the
you
real
yeah.
beauty of it.
Yeah, when you see it and experience it, and it's a whole different thing. So
All right.
4th. Yep, let's hit the road. Let's check it out. Thank you, guys. This lift bridge is pretty cool. So cool. So we just got to Anger Park. So we're now climbing up the tower. So now we're coming up to that 7 bridges. Like I told you earlier, there's a bunch of bridges over a bunch of creeks. There was like a little pull off by the 7 bridges that we were going through, and there's this whole like little mini water area, waterfalls and bridges, that little gazebo. Very beautiful.
You go stay up here.
we're now along the lake on the Minnesota North Shore. We're taking the scenic drive.
I seen it too, and I'm like, oh, that's why he pulled over.
So I don't know why, but I've always been like a fan of like weird, quirky, like roadside stops. So whenever I see something, I always like mark it on my maps, and I always have to go check it out. My mom thinks I'm crazy. So we are in Two Harbors now, getting some lunch at this North Shore pizza place. Dr. Pepper, gotta have soda with pizza.
Yum. Yum, yum, yum.
Okay, yeah, that's gonna be hot. God, this crust looks amazing. Wow, that's really good. All right, so I'm gonna give this pizza a little rating. I think I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. Cause of one reason. Okay, 9. It would have been a 10 out of 10, but there's one reason why it did not get that rating. It is a 9 out of 10 because it's cut into squares, not triangles. What's up with that? That pizza place was absolutely amazing. Now we're headed down to some bay with like a rocky beach and a bunch of iron ore docks. Just gonna check it out, see what it looks like. And I think there's a lighthouse too, so. We just pulled into Gooseberry Falls State Park. We're gonna check it out. A bunch of waterfalls. Pretty excited. Never been here. So yeah, let's go check it out. we just got our 5th stamp for our stamp collection, and we're in 2 harbors. So we just got to this Split Rock Lighthouse point, and I'm about to show my mom it for the first time.
Oh my! Look at that, Troy.
Alright, so I am having way too much fun climbing around on these rocks out by Split Rock Lighthouse. But we're gonna start heading off. I don't remember exactly what's next, but we'll just pick up once we get there. My mom's been patiently waiting, so we're just gonna get back and get on to the next stop. I gotta climb this rock. Be a lot easier without a camera, but whatever.
Look at this. Would you look at that? Look at it. Journey.
Alright, Mom, so our next stop, we're pulling up to this black sand beach.
That's like that's the hardest move on the whole thing. Once you're past that, then it's just...
So this is Shovel Point. Now we're coming up here to the end of Shovel Point. You know, it's such a bummer that my mom can't come on some of these hikes with me. Like 2-3 years ago, she could do all these hikes no problem, all these shorter ones, and now with her health not being as good, she just sat back on this one. But this one, I know she'd absolutely love. So it just kind of sucks knowing that she's just sitting back at the visitor center. But you know, I'm making these videos and she's gonna watch them, so you know, she can live vicariously through me. But this is absolutely beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. Oh, now it's raining. Should be just light. Shouldn't be too bad. Well, today might get cut a little short with these clouds. It's looking pretty bad. It was raining pretty good a little bit ago, so we'll see. So we are at Cross River Falls. It's absolutely downpouring, so you guys get the fabulous GoPro quality of video. Hi, Mom.
Hey.
Woo!
Oh,
Yeah!
no!
Oh boy, here comes a semi!
Oh, here comes the semi.
Alright, you know what? We're just gonna do it. If we get absolutely drenched, it is what it is. Worth it?
Oh, yeah.
So we just made it a whole 1 minute down the road. Still on the GoPro because it's raining. Another waterfall, bridge. Check it out when we get there. So many mosquitoes! Ah! So we are now at another waterfall. I think it's just Cascade Falls. Got the regular camera out. It's not raining anymore. Yeah. Go, Mom. Go, Mom. Go, Mom. Go, Mom. Go, Mom.
I gotta pay attention here.
All right. All right. Let's check out the waterfall. Well, we are almost coming up to Grand Marais, probably in 15-20 minutes or so. So we got a few other look-offs we're gonna do, and then we'll be checking into the hotel for the night and just relaxing. So we just got checked into our motel for the night, and I'm going to go down to, there's a place called the Tumbelow. It's like a rock island with a bunch of trees on it. I'm gonna head out there and check out, see where the Milky Way will line up with it. I've always wanted to, like, bucket list shot of get the Milky Way there. So there's an app on your phone called Photo Pills, and it like shows you where the Milky Way will line up with wherever scene you have and what time. So I'm gonna go head there now before it gets dark, and then I can plan to go back when it's dark. Sky's looking clear, so hopefully I get this Milky Way shot. Alright, so I am out here at a place called the Tumbelow. I want to try and do a Milky Way photo shot of it tonight. So I'm just kind of scoping it out, see what the area looks like and what time I need to be here for when the Milky Way is going to line up with this rock and trees and all that. So I'm just hiking through this trail to check it out. Alright, we are the only one on this trail. This is sketchy. Alright, so we just got to the Tumbelow. Gonna just try and get some Milky Way shots. It's been a while since I've done any sort of Milky Way stuff, so the only one out here. So, I don't know. Hopefully I don't die. Hopefully it turns out somewhat good. Well, I have now been here for roughly 2.5 hours. Took a time lapse, some other photos. So we'll see how they turn out. If they turned out, I'll post them right here in the video. Alright, so we are starting day 6 now, which will be our last day on the Minnesota North Shore, and then we'll be heading into Canada. So we gotta head into Grand Marais, gonna check out some things, get a stamp. Alright, see you on the road. Good morning, Mother. Are you ready for another day of adventure? We are now at Artist Point in Grand Marais, Minnesota. Got our 6th stamp. Just got to the world's best donuts. What do you think? Ooh, cinnamon. Pretty good. Alright, so we just left Grand Marais. Now gonna continue heading north. and see what we see. See what the day brings.
Wow. Look at that. That's pretty.
State Park. So we are at Grand Portage State Park right now. Gonna hike to High Falls, which is actually the highest waterfall in Minnesota. Alright, so our next stop is the Canadian border. Will we be stopped? We'll find out. First time out of the country. Canada, here we come. Oh Canada, oh Canada.
Just your passport. There you go.
All right, thank you. Well, we have officially made it to Ontario on the Lake Superior Circle Tour. Alright, next stop then will be Kakabeka Falls Provincial Park in 43 minutes.
And what is the speed limit here?
It said 90 kilometers. So according to my Google Maps, it says it's 90 kilometers and we're doing like 96, 97 kilometers. Fun! Well, we just got to our first provincial park, and I remember coming in, we went through this little gravel section, and I thought for sure, I'm like, oh, the front lip scooped up some gravel. Well, thanks for welcoming me in, Ontario. Am I mad? No, it's just the name of the game. Lowered car, you don't know what you're gonna come across, but we're still gonna enjoy this trip. So we just left Kakabeka Provincial Park. Now we are headed towards our Airbnb. Just gonna get checked in and then try and find some dinner for the night. We are now pulling up to our Airbnb. So this is the Airbnb where we're at. Even got a little security. So we just left our Airbnb from last night. Now we are headed back towards Thunder Bay to get some of our stamps for our book. And then gonna start heading up around this lake. Gonna keep on keeping on. So we are at Chippewa Park for our another stamp. Alright, so we just got another stamp at that Chippewa Park. So we did just pass like a dam and like a waterfall, and then the fog's rolling in kind of off the lake, so we couldn't really get the best view of the sleeping giant, but still saw it nonetheless from the Thunder Bay area. And now we're heading to another stamp location. It's called the Terry Fox Memorial. Currently on our way to Oymet Canyon. I probably pronounced that wrong, but it's another provincial park. I'm gonna check it out.
Hey, look at the little pine cones on this tree. Sam and Elliot would get a kick out of that.
Coming up to the first overlook. Oh wow. That's awesome.
Oh wow. Look at that. Holy man. And you know what it almost reminds me of? When you were out in Gunnison, where it was like black and just straight down.
This will be first time filling up in Canada. First fill up was 36 liters at 1.909 per liter, $68. So we are now in Nipigon to get another stamp. Got the top one right there. Making our way around the lake. Oh, getting up there. Wow. I always love these bridges. this little lookout. I'm gonna walk and check it out, see what it looks like. All these days on the road are starting to catch up with me. I'm feeling tired, exhausted. We are almost to the hotel for the night. Wow. Absolutely incredible. This section here is absolutely beautiful, and I just feel like you guys gotta see it from the sky, so woo! We're on our way to get our last stamp for the day. It's at this railroad museum. There we go, the one on top. Just need 5 more. Woohoo! We are the only ones here. Alright, so we are in the town of Schreiber. It's where we're staying for the night. And I'm hiking down to this beach. It looks like, so all across Canada, Ontario, all the provinces, they have their red Adirondacks chairs, I believe they're called. And I believe some of them are down here. So I'm gonna walk the beach, see if I can find them. And I believe from the research I've done, they are somewhere down there. Red chair lookout. I think I'm almost there. So close, so close. Found them. There they are. finished that hike. That was amazing. I got ate up, mosquitoes. I'm dripping in sweat, but that was a good hike. Nice little chairs to sit on, peaceful views. Now we're just gonna head back to the hotel, rest up for the night. Alright, so it's a new day. We just checked out of our hotel. We are now headed into Terrace Bay, but we're stopping off at this Agawa Falls and Gorge first. Can already hear the falls. Well, that was a quick, fun little hike. Just to see the waterfall and the gorge, absolutely beautiful. We're now at the Terrace Bay Visitor Center for another stamp. Got another stamp. Got 4 more to go. Alright, so we are hiking out to some more red chairs, hopefully. We are at the Terrace Bay Beach. There's the beach. I see them. Right up there, I see them. Absolutely beautiful. Oh, I'm getting. Oh! All right, I am getting absolutely ate alive by these mosquitoes. I'm trying to talk and I'm like biting into them. All right, let's just get back to the car, continue on this Lake Superior circle tour. Probably shouldn't run. Last time I ran with a camera on wet rocks, I dropped the camera. All right, see you guys on the road. Alright, so we parked over there and I am heading to a waterfall. It's called Mink Creek Falls. Online it sounds like it's short, but it's very steep. So we'll see what it's all about. Oh yeah, it is steep, very steep. Okay. This is absolutely incredible. Probably one of my favorite waterfalls of the whole trip. I wish you could have saw that one. What you doing?
Playing on my Candy Crush. I haven't played it since we've been up here, and now I lost all my not my progress, but you get a little spin, and if you come back every day, you got like the whole jackpot. So now I chopped a little bit on it. You ready to go?
All right, yeah.
I got an hour and a half.
So we just got to the Marathon Town Hall for another stamp. Gotta get our stamps.
Yep.
There we go, another stamp for the collection. 3 more to go. So we are now at Pebble Beach, and I feel like whenever you're thinking like pebbles, you're thinking like real small tiny pebbles, you know, but these are pretty big. Yeah. So we've been driving about 2 hours since lunch. Sky is clearing up a bit, sun's coming out, and we are almost to Wawa, where we will be staying tonight. People say this next section from Wawa to Sault Ste. Marie is one of like the prettiest sections, so hoping for good weather tomorrow. So we are now coming into Wawa. We're gonna stop at the information center to get one of our stamps. So we are at the Wawa Visitor Center. Got our stamp, and the city's like mascot or so whatever you want to call it is a goose. So we're heading to another set of waterfalls, and we're down this gravel dirt road, and obviously I knew it was going to be dirt and gravel, but this road is rough. Well, Ma, it's last day in Canada.
Yeah, I know, it's hard to believe, eh?
Yeah, it's been 4 days. Well, 4 days after today.
Morning.
So we are at a place called Agawa Rocks. There's a trail that goes out to this ledge and there's some pictographs. So this is at the Agawa pictographs. So this is basically the end of the Agawa Rocks pictograph. Don't really want to go any further, but it's pretty cool. Bunch of little pictograms on the wall here. Alright, so before we head back to the car, there is a little side trail. Oh, this is cool. Let me show you. That's crazy how fast it can go from foggy to perfectly clear within like seconds. You know why we pulled off here?
Georgia.
This is the easternmost point
Oh, that's right.
of the lake.
I did just
Yep.
look at the itinerary.
So this is the easternmost point of the lake. So yes, we're going to fly the drone. that was the easternmost point of Lake Superior. Now we are heading southwest down into Sault Ste. Marie, where we will be staying for the night. So we just stopped at the last two stamp sites, and we got our stamp collection filled. It was in this building right here.
If the pizza tastes as good as the garlic bread did, we're in for a treat, right?
So, for this last hotel, we have to park in this parking structure. And I was in a spot over there, and I guess it wasn't hotel parking, so I had to get out of it. And I backed up, and I hit one of these, unfortunately. So this is the damage. Put a nice crease in the bumper and cracked the whole rear diffuser. So I don't know, do I fix that or do I go JDM rear? I don't know. So we just checked out of our hotel, gonna be leaving Canada and headed back to the USA. Just got a couple minute drive to the border, and then we will pick back up when we're in Michigan. Good. All right, thank you. At least we're back in miles per hour now. That's kind of nice.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Feels a lot better being out of the bigger city and back on the back roads, doesn't it?
Sure does.
Hi. Kind of nice to stop for a little wrist breaks every once in a while.
So we're gonna take a little detour off of our route and head up to Whitefish Point Lighthouse.
Let's go.
Alright, so that is as far as Mom can go. There's a bunch of stairs, but I'm going to check out the waterfall. So I think right down here is the spot where I was 21 years ago, August 2003. I'm going to try and recreate the video.
Troy stole my ride. Troy stole my ride. You bring it back.
Not even pointed at me.
It is. Silly.
It's all yours.
Thank you.
So we are now leaving Tequandonon Falls. I'm super happy my mom was able to get one of those wheelchair on tracks, because any trail that's over like a third of a mile, she has struggles like just walking and everything. So I'm really happy she was able to get one of those and able to see the falls up close. Now we are headed to some of the pictured rock stuff, some waterfalls, some overlooks. So we got about an hour and a half drive to get there, so we'll just pick back up when we get there. So we just got to Sable Falls, and in the pictured rocks area, this is probably my favorite waterfall. I don't know, just something about it I really liked and enjoyed about it. So I'll come and show it to you guys. So also, last time I was here, I only did the waterfall, but the trail does continue and it goes down to the beach, which I've never done before. So we are now currently at Log Slide Overlook. It's basically like a giant sand dune, and it's pretty crazy. You can climb down it, but if you need help getting up to get helicoptered out, it's like $3,000. So climb down only if you can climb up. It's steep. I've done it a couple years ago and I partially regretted it, but so we are at Miners Castle Overlook. We are at the upper one, and then the lower one is down there.
It's pretty far down there. Don't drop it. I remember sitting here watching it.
So we are now headed down to the lower overlook, which is probably one of my favorite ones of the two. Alright, so this whole trip, I basically have planned everything. We're just about to check into our hotel tonight, and my mom happens to tell me about this sweet little overlook. So we're gonna check it out. And it is beautiful.
It's pretty. Oh, and in the fall, it's gorgeous, right?
So we just got the Chapel Basin trailhead in the Pictured Rocks National Lakeshore. And so I decided to come back because I feel like this hike and this area is probably the best spot in this area. It's about like a 10-mile loop, but it goes out to Chapel Falls, Chapel Rock. It's one of the probably the most famous spots in Pictured Rocks here. There's like a tree growing out of the rock, and there's waterfalls, and it's just absolutely beautiful. So I hear the waterfall now. Must be getting close. Getting warm. Wow. This is absolutely incredible. All right, so the loop trail goes down to the beach, and then it goes around that way. But there is a waterfall back the opposite way, which I have never gone that way. It's called Spray Falls, and it goes from the top of these like rocky cliffs down into the lake, and I really want to check it out. So we're gonna do a short detour that way, check it out, and then we'll come back this way. So all right. Now we just hit some sand on the trail. tours that I'm going to be taking later. I absolutely love it here. This is my favorite place in Michigan. The UP pictured rocks. It's absolutely gorgeous. All right, let's keep on keeping on. So this right here is the top of the waterfall. Can't really see much, but like the one guy said, I believe there's an overlook down a little bit further, so we're gonna keep going. All right, so that is as far as I was gonna go for Spray Falls. Just wanted to go to the overlook. Alright, so we just got back to Chapel Rock where we split off before. Now we're heading down to the beach. So another regret I had from the trip was not going in Lake Superior. So I'm not sure how far I'll go in, but got my swimsuit on and we're just gonna run in there. Well, that was cold. Oh my god. I was not planning to go in. I literally just kind of tripped on that last one. Oh, I am so... I gotta find a way to dry off now. This is not ideal, but I do not want to be hiking barefoot. Alright, I feel like I'm running out of time. I gotta keep going. I got one of the Pictured Rocks boat tours scheduled at 4 o'clock to go out to that Spray Falls where we were. And I'm still not even to one of my favorite parts of this trail. So, gotta keep moving. I still want to provide some excellent content for you guys. So if you're ever out here, you know what to expect. But at the same time, I gotta kind of keep her moving. That's where we were. That's where I ran into. How gorgeous. How beautiful is this? Absolutely stunning. So a few years back, there was something on the news. I don't know if anyone else saw it, but part of the Pictured Rocks, the side of the cliff just collapsed down into the water, and I think I found it. That's pretty crazy to see. Looks like some fell right there too. Alright, well that's it. We gotta get back to the parking lot and get to our boat tour. So it's currently 3 o'clock. The boat tour's at 4. I'm still on this trail to the parking lot. And from the parking lot to the boat tour is probably, I don't know, 15, 20 minute drive. So, I don't know if I'm gonna make it. So we're leaving the parking lot, but yeah, if you guys ever want to do this this hike, make sure you get here early so you can get a parking spot, because this is the road coming out. My ferry leaves at 4 o'clock, and my ETA is 3:58. just got back from that Pictured Rock boat cruise, and I did pick up another little magnet. I get a magnet for all my trips. Pictured Rocks, National Lakeshore. But I haven't ate at all yet today. I was originally... The idea was to do that hike. I knew it was going to take long. And then eat, and then do this cruise. But it literally... From driving from the trailhead to here, I got here at 3:58, and the boat left at 4. So I was the last one on the boat. So I have not ate yet, and it is currently 6:30 right now. I haven't ate anything today. Now I know that's bad. I was hiking. I should have had some snacks and stuff. That was the plan, but then I got to the trailhead and I didn't have anything, so I'm going to go find somewhere to eat. So I'll pick back up when we get there, wherever that may be. So I found this little park place downtown. It's called Main Street Pizza. The plan was to get pizza, but I saw they had hot toasted subs, so I got that. And if you know me, I always try and get a hot sub or just sub in general wherever I go. Try out all the local places. But they had these picnic tables here. But check out this. Nice little bench. And you can see the pictured rocks in the back. Yep. I think this is where I'm going to eat. So this is the Italian one. It's got ham, salami, some other stuff, I guess. So last night we ran out of time to do some of the waterfalls that we wanted to do. So this morning we are backtracking a little bit and we're going to head to Munising Falls. So we are now at Wagner Falls, and I absolutely love this waterfall. It's a short hike for a pretty cool looking waterfall. I've been here spring, summer, winter, fall, so I've seen it in all the seasons. So did you know Lake Superior has 3 quadrillion gallons of water in it?
Oh, that's a lot of water.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then I also read it could submerge all of North and South America in 1 foot of water.
Well, that puts it in perspective, huh?
Yeah. I mean, think about it. 11 days around the lake. You know, it's a pretty big, you know, it's...
Yeah, you don't realize how big it is until you actually drive around it.
Yeah.
But it's beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful. It's kind of bittersweet. The trip's coming to an end.
I know I could just stay here all day.
Mom made it. So we just got to a little waterfall that was across the street from that other little pull-off.
I see the stepping stones.
Yeah. we are on our last overlook here, looking at Lake Superior. Our next stop will be where we started in Marquette, down by that pier, by the ore dock. So let's complete this trip, shall we?
Yep, ready to go home. I'm tired.
All right, let's do it.
Okay.
See you guys at the pier. So here we are, where we started this 11-day trip around Lake Superior. And I just kind of want to take a moment and look back on the trip and see what our favorite parts were and everything. So Mom, what was your favorite part of the trip?
I like the lupins along the North Shore, Minnesota, the waterfalls, and any scenic overlook out on the lake.
Yeah, I'd have to agree about the scenic overlooks. There's just a lot of beautiful overlooks that are right off the road. To say waterfalls too, we absolutely love waterfalls. I guess that's where I got it from growing up. But just, I think Ontario, just the landscape, like the rugged hills. Like I remember coming up over this hill, and you just saw the lake and the rugged rocks and everything. It was just absolutely beautiful. It's kind of bittersweet that this trip is coming to an end, but we are both exhausted, and we got about a 4.5-hour drive home yet. So, but I will leave you off right there. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a comment below. What was your favorite part? I'd like to hear it. And if you ever have any plans about doing this trip, let me know. I'd love to hear it. Thank you guys. Bye. See ya. In unforgetting. Well, we are currently no.
Oh, just stand there?
Like walk like
Oh, like walk up to it?
like look at me first and then look. It's very simple, very it stays out pretty light out, pretty dark, so
turn it on, and I'm like this, and I'm trying to drive, and then the thing is, I can't even see because I ain't got no glasses on. Oh. How high are we going up? We're going up to the tower. Are we stuck?
So we just got to the Northern Wisconsin Visitor Center to get our I was like, what? I was like, why is it all white? It's my shirt. Okay.
Happy 4th of July.
Why are you screaming? I forgot what I already said now. So.
Yeah, I can't wait to see that.
Oh.
Bloopers?
Every single time, what's the park in there for? What? He's behind us, but I talk too fast, and then I talk too fast,
Then you stumble.
and but then when I want to cut stuff out, there's no pause between stuff where I can take the good and take out the bad. We're just gonna start over.
Okay.
All right, check.
Take 2.
We are down in Park Point, Duluth. Anything you're looking forward to this trip?
Everything. Everything.
Okay,
It just feels
everything.
good to be out. Yeah. Look at that. Well, just look at that.
Okay.
That's pretty cool. I like to sit right at the edge there, but I'm afraid I fall.
So many mosquitoes! Ah! And get like a blue hour blend, which is like an hour after sunrise or sunset. So I'm gonna get a blue hour shot so I can blend it. So that's one. Oh Canada, oh Canada. So we just left our air. All right, so we're at this Oymet.
Quimet?
Oymet. It's a
Oymet? I don't
There's
know.
no Q.
Was it a pretty rough walk down?
Pretty easy, but I'm getting eaten alive right now.
Oh, I'm glad I'm in my car then. I'll just watch your video.
That was amazing. I got ate up. Mosquitoes. I'm dripping in sweat, but hoo-wee. Wave or something.
Hi. Yeah, I tried to go around that way.
Oops. Damn it.
Ah! How do I back it up? Or I don't. Oh, there we go.
You do. You just.
Oh. Come on.
Sorry, that probably looked real awkward.
Oh no, I gotta back up. Whoop, 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 whoop. Watch out. Watch out.
You're good.
Oh, what the
What? In the pictured rocks areas. Hey, ma'am. Hey, ma'am. You can't park there.
I know, I'm just waiting for my kid.
Parking spots over there. You can't park there.
I know.
All right, Ma, I gotta enjoy these last few ocean views. Holy. All right, so. Well, we just got back from that pictured rock